ready for this. Whole hour early, Marco.
Good.
Hamzah.
I got Hamzah
How's it
winning this
going?
one.
How's it going, Mr. Sheeraz? How are you?
What's going on?
I'm very well. I'm very well. I can't complain.
Man, I enjoyed the content. I watched your face-off with Berlanga. And I also watched, I don't know what's the other one called, but you were telling the gentleman interviewing you that you're more of a proper gentleman and prefer to be in suits, and you had to tell her. What was the name
Oh
of
yeah,
that one?
yeah.
Do you know the name of that video?
I forgot the guy. It was recorded straight after that one. I forgot the guy's name. Um, but yeah, it was a good one.
Listen, I'm going to tell you off the bat, I am a fan. I was telling my audience, I feel like you got this whole 007 thing. I don't know if that's something just us Yanks do, associate everybody to 007. But you certainly have this proper gentleman vibe going to you. But I got to be honest, I'm a huge Berlanga fan. Not for
Yep.
anything he's done in the ring. Obviously, you will be the biggest win he gets if he gets it. I've heard you speak. He's not getting it, in your opinion. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I did want to be honest and say, obviously, I'm rooting for Berlanga as a
And
Caribbean
I'd like to chime in.
person.
I'm the opposite. I'm going for you. So just
Thank
FYI,
you, buddy.
I got you. No, I'm not just saying it because you're on here. I got you winning.
Yeah.
So some of the things that fight fans like to say, he's moving up. So they're giving automatically Berlanga the edge because you're moving up. Do you think that you're a small 68-pounder? Does Berlanga have a size advantage?
No, not at all. Not at all. You see, well, am I 6'4" and making 168 ain't easy either. Do you know what I mean? It's not the case of I'm moving up from 160 to 168 and that's it. It's going to be easy. It's still hard, but the cut is less. The cut's less, and even if you see me and him size up together, there's not really much difference. So no, I don't think that's going to be anything in his favor at all.
Marco, you good? I don't want
Yeah, no,
to
I'm good.
cut you
Go
off. All
ahead.
right. So what do you think is the one thing he does good? Because it seemed from the face-off, I don't know if you just wanted to get under his skin because he's so delusional, right? Is what you said?
Yep, yep, that's what I did.
So what do
That's
you
what I
think he
did.
does good? Is there
To be fair,
anything?
there's a lot of things he does done well. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
To go 12 rounds with kind of Canelo, even though I feel like he ran. Um, he showed a good skill set. He showed a good skill set, and listen, at the end of the day, every man takes knocking out. It's not easy to knock a man out. You still have to knock him out. Do you know what I mean? So in terms of his boxing ability, that's respected for sure. His boxing ability is respected for sure, and I think if it wasn't, I'd be a fool going in there. So I have to go in there, stay sharp, stay smart, and do what I do best.
Now, he allegedly came in over 200 pounds for the Canelo fight. Is that a concern for you? Do you feel that gives him an advantage or just makes him more sluggish?
I see that's been very like glamorized in boxing nowadays. I don't know why this whole myth of being the heavier you are on fight night is a benefit. It's not. It's not that smart, to be fair. It all depends how you are as a fighter and who you're fighting. So it all goes with your tactics.
Okay, so you think that would be a disadvantage to him?
It could be. It could be. I can't sit here and give too much away since you're a Berlanga fan, but
Ah,
I got,
he's scheduled
got to,
too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I got to be smart.
Would you give yourself the speed advantage?
Would I? I'd give it. I suppose timing is what beats, and I'd give myself the timing advantage. I'd give myself the timing advantage. Um, but yeah, I think it's definitely going to be interesting. It all comes down to how I do what I want to do, and I feel like he's kind of not going to give me the respect that he should straight away, and that will play into my favor.
Now, in that face-off, you gave him what he wanted. Are you I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna just ask it anyway. Obviously,
Yep.
are you playing mind games? Because you're like, yeah, I am gonna stand there. You think I won't stand there, but like, it doesn't suit you to play the bravado role when you're the boxer. You can actually box, right? Like his thing is to go for the knockout. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to get your mindset on
No,
that.
listen, at the end of the day, in them 12 rounds, you are gonna eventually stand there and stand and bang for a bit as well. So it comes with the nature of the sport. So I've not ever kind of boxed 12 rounds. It's never been something I've done. So eventually you probably are gonna be in there, gonna be in the exchanges. So yeah, I wasn't lying saying that for sure.
Do you feel
Do
like you?
you?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So Berlanga started off famously with was it 16 or 18 knockouts all in the first round, which was
Yeah.
impressive.
17,
But since
17, 17, my friend.
17, but see, he knows. Um, but since then, that's drastically declined. Do you consider him a vicious puncher, or do you think that 17 was more of kind of a fluke and it was the beginning? The fighters weren't that experienced, so on and so
Yeah,
forth.
I wouldn't say it's a fluke because, like I said, every man does take knocking out. But if you continue to do that when you do step up, like how Golovkin used to do it, then you know you're a serious puncher. You know you're a serious puncher, and you know you you're a different level of puncher. And I feel like he's definitely got power. He's definitely got power, but not the power that everyone kind of thinks he's got.
Okay, okay.
So, do you feel like the pressure's on you because, quote unquote, according to Edgar, you're a Turkey guy and Turkey wants you to fight Canelo, and now we, the public, we know that's what is supposed to happen, and you didn't take that first Canelo fight. Like, how many Canelo fights come around in one lifetime? This is going to be your second opportunity if you can just win.
Yeah, no, I don't feel like there's no pressure at all. There's no pressure at all. If anything, it's on him because I'm coming to his backyard. I'm coming to to fight him in front of his people, and he's the one who's kind of been talking a lot of smack. So yeah, no, not really, no pressure. I'm just here enjoying it. I'm confident in what I've done in camp, in my ability, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. If I'm honest.
You changed from Funes to Lee, and I know I watched everything you said. You did it for your own reasons, but
Yep.
Andy still has to be strategic because he's already had an entire camp to study Berlanga with Quigley, right? It wasn't just like, oh, Andy Lee, and coincidentally he fought against Berlanga. It was still strategic, no?
Yeah, no, for sure. It was even before it was the decision was made before the Berlanga fight. So that wasn't anything that kind of influenced the decision to go with him. Um, but yeah, something that I feel like is going to be one of the key differences for me from my last fight to this fight.
Is Berlanga underestimating you specifically because he feels I already beat Andy Lee from a training perspective, or you don't think he's diving that deep into it?
I think he is. I think he is. He says he's not, but I think he's only trying to like convince himself. You know what I mean? I've been in I've been in that situation before. Um, but when you're fighting someone such as myself who's coming with everything, who sits here just quietly confident, in all honesty, you got to be smart and strategic in how you think and how you fight.
With this Canelo conversation with Bud, not sure because you're locked in if you know what's going on, but they've been having the who you fought, who's elite. You only fought one elite fighter conversation. But going into this fight, this is your toughest test. Obviously, Adames was that, being the former champion, but you drew. This is now your newest toughest test, just like it's Berlanga's toughest test. Would you consider him an elite fighter? When it's all said and done, if you win and you're sitting across from Canelo, he's like, Hamzah, you don't belong here. You're here because of Turkey. Who you fought?
You'd have to consider him because he's been in the ring with him. Do you know what I mean? He's been in the ring with him. Um, but that's about it, really. That's about it. But once you've kind of operated at that level where you fought the best, you can almost consider yourself an elite fighter as well. So yeah, definitely, providing I do get the win next week, it'll probably be the best name on my record, bar Emma Williams.
So there was that infamous moment where Turkey came and told you you're down, whatever, kind of giving you a little pep talk, and then it swirled throughout the boxing community. Well, Turkey's just taking care of his fellow Muslim brother. Do those talks where people are kind of saying, well, your Turkey's, he favors you and you might get a decision win if it's close. What do you think about
Yeah, the
those
internet
kind of
says you have a
rumors?
whole judge in the pocket already.
Yeah.
No, I don't. If that was the case, I wouldn't be fighting in Edgar's hometown. Do you know what I mean? The fight would be elsewhere. So I think that kind of answers the own question. That like it is what it is. You know what I mean, if that was the case, he'd be fighting in London, or he'd be fighting in my hometown. So yeah, that's that.
So I heard the interview where you said you really wanted the rematch, but it was difficult to make weight. But you and your team decided we're gonna go ahead and do this. But Carlos priced himself out. I just need some details. The rematch was not gonna be with Riyadh Season. Was it gonna be just with your promoter Frank? Because I know he backs you. So I'm only asking because usually Turkey deals with both sides individually, so it wouldn't be a pricing out situation when you're dealing with Turkey.
Yeah, no, but the numbers were like ludicrous, bro. Like they were crazy. There were crazy numbers. But then, to be fair, even if we did accept numbers, I wouldn't have been able to make the weight. I would have had to like chop a leg off or something. Do you know what I mean?
Damn.
So in terms of that, it kind of cancels. They kind of cancel each other out because I would have moved up regardless. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of where I was. That's kind of where I was at.
Speaking of chopping the leg off, yesterday I was doing some research and I said to my audience, I'm live every day, and I'm like, it says that Hamzah only rehydrates 10 pounds when he was at 60. That's got to be a lie. Tell us.
That's a massive lie. I don't know where you got
Okay.
that from.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
because I'm like,
that's a
how is he
massive lie.
160 to 170? And
I'd say I'd yeah
I
I'd
gave
say
you
I
the benefit of the doubt because Porter, allegedly, Sean Porter would do 10 pounds, So I don't
no,
know.
I'd rehydrate 10 pounds within the first maybe 5 minutes after the weigh-in.
So, okay, so how far off do you think you're going to be from this Berlanga heavyweight weight?
What is it? 168, 170, 180. We're looking around the 190 mark, I'd say.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Um,
it's definitely a healthy kind of weight for me.
Marco, anything before I go to the people?
Yeah. Where do you? Because you're what are you? You're 26, right?
Yeah, 26. Yeah,
Yeah. So where do you? So you're still young, right? You're still
yeah.
developing. Where do you see? What weight class do you see yourself in? Where it's when it's all said and done? Where do you see yourself finishing?
Potentially, maybe a push at cruiser. Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Have you ever
it all
stood
depends.
next to a Lawrence Okoli?
No, he's a heavyweight now. He's
I know, I
he's
know.
he's a freak of nature though. He's
I'm,
different though, and you can't use him as an example.
no. I'm
But if
just
you're
asking.
looking,
I'm just asking. Have you ever stood next to him?
yeah, I have actually a few times.
What's the difference?
It depends if I'm in camp or out of camp. If I'm out of camp, it ain't so bad. But I think if I'm in camp, yeah, then it's definitely a massive difference.
But that's in weight. What about in length and height?
Height's not that bad. Height's not that bad. He's maybe a couple inches taller than me, but not too much.
No, I asked because I've met him and watched him spar a few times here in Vegas with some big
Yeah,
guys. So just
yeah.
trying to get a sense. So I got a couple of questions from the people. You let me know when you're short on time, and we'll just stop. I got Chad in Canada that says, would love to hear any stories or anecdotes about His Excellency. What is it like hanging out with Turkey?
He's listen. He's like, how can I explain? Everyone's kind of got this uh premeditated kind of uh thing they have in their head that he's like your mate. He's just like your mate. He's very easy to get along with, and yeah, he's quite a laugh as well. So yeah, it's not what you think.
Sweet.
All right.
He's
Next
not
one.
a serious dude.
Yeah, that's what everyone thinks, right? That when they say, "Oh, he's a
Yeah.
serious dude." No, he's a very understanding man.
All right. The next one is from Benny Hinn. He says, I've often heard you say you had a bad amateur career. How many fights and what made it so bad? Also, what changed from amateurs to pros to elevated you to where you are now?
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like successful. It was just I'd have I think just over 100 or just under 100 fights, but I really didn't really do anything. They were just all local local club fights, and that was that. And then when I got the opportunity to turn pro, it was like, here we go. Let's kind of. I think it was more the preparation for the fights. It was like I had time to prepare. I had time to really understand the sport for what it is, and then when you're fighting in front of the cameras and the TV, you just level up naturally. So it changes.
Next one is from Polo Buck. He says, Salam, brother. Do you think moving up in weight, you will have some disadvantages? Also, can you tell us what happened in the Adames fight? You seem trigger shy and not your usual self firing off combinations. Was it his style or his elusiveness? Thank you.
It wasn't that. It was in the first. If you watch the first couple of rounds, I was pretty getting doing what I normally do, and then the hand went, and then obviously where the weight was difficult to make, I couldn't change the gears. Couldn't change the gears. I felt stuck in one gear. Um, and when you're behind in a fight where you haven't been before, you're in new territory. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that was that. And moving. What was he said? What was the first question? He said something about moving up in weight.
Yeah, do you feel you have some disadvantages moving up?
No. I think it's all an advantage, if anything. All an advantage.
Next one is from El Consejero. This says, from Washington State, appreciate your time on the show. How do you take care of your mental health, especially before a fight? I want to add, did you suffer any depression after the draw?
It was different because I've never been there before. So like, it was you see people's energy switch up. You see people become a little
Hmm.
bit different. But that's boxing for you. That's boxing for you. But not until you're in that environment and in that situation, you understand and you realize how you kind of overcome it. It takes a lot. But dealing with it, like dealing with mental health when it comes to a fight, you got to be confident in your preparation. You can't overthink a fight. You can't overthink it. You can't think about it too much. Um, and yeah, just it all comes down to preparation, how confident you are in your prep.
I got Brendan Eric. Greetings from Cincinnati. I DM'd you for sparring before the Adames fight. What do you think you could have done differently to secure the victory? P.S. I believe you got a gift. Enjoy it. Berlanga in 7. Uh-oh.
What was the first bit? What did you say?
He said that he DM'd you for sparring before the Adames fight, and what do you think you could have done differently to get the victory?
No, I don't get my sparring partners from DMs. The teams deal with that. Do you know what I mean? They deal with that. Um, and there's a lot of things I could have done different. A lot of things. Tell him to tune in next Saturday and he'll see.
But ultimately, from what I got on most interviews, you feel that the weight was just too much and you weren't yourself because of that, right? Like that wasn't you because of the weight. And that's why it's your
Yeah,
last
more,
fight?
yeah, exactly that, and that's what it was.
All right.
So
Rod
you,
and
so
that.
you feel like I'm sorry, Ness.
No,
So
go
you
ahead.
feel like you're gonna bring because most people when they move up in weight they actually get less like the knockouts kind of suffer. Do you feel like you moving up is gonna make you stronger?
Yeah, no, for sure, without a doubt, and it's a no-brainer if anything. I feel like it'll play to my advantage for sure.
Okay.
All right, we got Rod in LA that says, what's your thoughts of Berlanga throwing a parade after the loss in Puerto Rico? And how did you feel when he told you he's your, oh, yes, that's a good
Yeah,
one. How did you feel when he
to
said
be
he's your Canelo?
to be fair, I forgot to mention that in the face to face. I totally forgot about the parade. I was meant to bring it up, but I totally forgot about it.
Everybody laughs at that one.
Yeah, I know. But in terms of him saying he's my Canelo, I don't know. He thinks so. I think he's a bit obsessed with him.
But you understand where he's coming from, or you don't
I
see
do,
any
I
angle?
do, I do a little bit, but
Okay.
it's not. You don't need to necessarily name him as that. You could have just named it as the biggest fight of my career. Do you
I
see
mean,
what I
For
mean?
sure.
if you fought Canelo the same way, the same outcome, would you have been? Because he seemed to have been pleased with the outcome almost. Would you have felt
I'd have been annoyed. I'd been annoyed. I think I'd rather be knocked out clean to at least say I went out on my shield.
wow, okay.
Yeah.
When's the last time you watched that fight? Because I had a caller call in yesterday. This is a talk show, obviously, so there's people waiting to call in. And
Yeah.
he recommended that we go back and watch it. He said that definitely he gave Berlanga 5 through 7, where people thought he didn't win any rounds. I haven't had the time to go back and watch it. I only watched it live. Have you actually went back and watched it, or did you only watch it live?
No, I only watched it live and then a few clips here and there. So I can't really comment on that. But I wouldn't say it was that many rounds he won. I'd say it was probably 2, 3 max.
All right.
We'll make this the last one, yeah?
All right. I got Malcolm out of New York. He says, blind rank these Muslim boxers. So it's 5 boxers. 1 through 5 is the
Yep.
order. 1 being the
Yep.
best, 5 being the least. Devin Haney.
Let's go with 2.
Prince Nassim Hamed.
1.
Ooh, yeah.
Muhammad Ali.
Oh,
Oh shit.
he'd have been number 1, but I have to put him at 3 now.
Hamzah Sheeraz.
Let's go 5.
Troy Hamza King.
Who?
Yo,
He's a guy in
he's
in
an
the community here
American boxer. He's
that
an
joins us.
American boxer.
Yeah, he's
Yo,
a
this
former
guy.
pro.
No,
It'd be
this is
4.
an inside joke, Hamza. The last guy is a professional boxer, but that's an inside joke. It's hilarious.
No worries.
He is Muslim, though. It's an inside joke, though. Listen, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Please give out your social media for anybody that isn't following you.
No, thank you. It's just Hamzah Sheeraz, just all on all socials.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
I
All
mean,
right.
peace out.
Mal.